Okay, great. So everybody has been added. You have got added to that particular drive, right? Everybody got the drive link for the DevOps part. Anybody
Yes.
still remaining who has not got it?
No, I haven't.
Who is that?
Bhagwan.
Oh, okay. Hey. Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Wait a second. I just accidentally closed the video sharing. Okay. So you have not got yet. So that is probably because I didn't had your email ID or something. Maybe this is the first time you're meeting, right?
Yeah,
This is
we earlier had two three classes with Keshav.
with Keshav you had, yeah. So this is the first time we are meeting. Fine. So you'll be continuing with me. So as I told, I think there should be another person joining, Moina.
Yeah, hi. Yeah.
Yeah, hi Moina. So
Yeah.
this session, as of now, for the batch for whom this session was designed, अरे क्या हो गया? मेरी screen ही उड़ गई है. Okay, okay, fine. Hang on a second. So for them, AWS was still going on, right? So which is ending tomorrow. The AWS session goes in the morning. DevOps starts at 9 o'clock. So till tomorrow, it'll start at 9. But after that, it'll start at 8 o'clock itself, right? 8 to 10 will be the timing for DevOps. Post tomorrow session. Till tomorrow also join at 9 itself. And drop your email IDs with me. I will just check on your, formalities
Yeah,
confirmation with this one stories
so I
like.
already shared my email ID with Arjun.
It is over there. Fine. I'll take it from Arjun. Just share it with Arjun. I don't need it. Share with him. I'll take it from there. Fine. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's open up console. Right. So you guys have already done a little bit of GitHub as per as my knowledge goes, right? What have you learned in GitHub? Can you just let me know, please? Bhagwan Moina talking to you. Guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Just we have created a file and we have just
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking. I know because you I have done, but these two guys, Bhagwan Moina, what they have done, I'm asking.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Tell me.
Okay, yeah, there's some issue. We had created a GitHub account,
Okay.
and we had tried to connect that. Connect via
Local Git to GitHub.
local Git to GitHub and create
Okay.
a file, add and commit it. That's
Add
all.
and commit in GitHub or in Git? Where?
Git.
In Git.
In Git, right? Okay, fine. So
Yeah.
cool. So it's a very nice point where both the batches are at the model is the same place, right? That's nice. Otherwise, it would have been a little difficult for me. Great. So for Sunil people, you people have done everything on GitHub. You have seen the commit on GitHub and everything. On the Git also you have seen adding and committing, but we have not done
yes,
the connectivity between Git and GitHub,
yes,
right? That is remaining.
yes, yes.
So we'll do that immediately, and then we shall move on to understanding the concepts like branching, merging, and all those stuffs. Okay, right. Great. Today is which day? Tuesday. Today is Monday, right? Monday. Okay. So first of all, we have to go for logging into the machine. So let me log into the machine I'm using. Acha guys, for Bhagavan Moina, you people are okay with Linux? You know Linux?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm connecting to the machine. I am using a CentOS operating system for myself, right? And from that, I'm trying to connect through SSH to the particular thing. So in case you're using Windows machines, you'll be having either PuTTY or mobile extern, something like that. I'm using this one, so I'm going to commands. Okay. Ultimately, once it is connected, it is the same thing. The way of connecting is different on Windows and Linux. That's it. Okay, so here we go. EC2 user is the username hyphen, and I'll take the IP address of this guy right here, and here we go. Right, so we are getting connected to the machine, and I'll go for a sudo yum update to make sure that we are on the latest patches and every single thing. By the way, just for your Linux knowledge, Red Hat was by default using yum package so far, but now people are moving on to DNF. Okay, so there is a new package manager with the name DNF. That is what is being used. I didn't check it out by myself. Yesterday, a guy told me this that it is being used. So I cross-verified. They are actually using DNF. So since I'm using CentOS 7, it is still running on yum. CentOS 7 is a fairly old operating system, but the new RHEL machines are working on DNF package, right? So just know it for your information. Even though I mean the Indian industry will take at least 2 years to come to that point. We are always, I mean, just trust me. When I was in TCS, I think TCS was using Windows Server 2008 that point of time also. Now also they're using Windows Server 2008. Okay, so I mean from AWS, if you see, they have removed the Windows Server 2008 AMI. Anybody noticed it?
Yes.
When we were doing Windows, we were using 2008, right? When we did last year December itself. I mean just last month, but now it is not there
But
anymore on AWS. But anyway, so Indian companies do
but
that. Tell me.
Vishal, this removing the package, how it helps means this is like a new package of RPMs, right?
No. Just that you are taking it from EMC. On Red Hat, you can use you can install APT also. By default, it used to come with EM. So now it is coming with DNF. That's it. Right. So ये ऐसा है ना, तुम प्ले स्टोर से डाउनलोड करोगे या फिर तुम कहाँ से आपको ऐप डाउनलोड करना है, कहीं से भी कर लो. तो प्ले स्टोर बाय डिफॉल्ट आ रहा था, आजकल और कुछ आ रहा है. दैट इज द आइडिया मॉडल. क्लियर?
ठीक है.
चलो. Okay, so let us install Git over there. So sudo yum install Git, right, with a dash y to make sure it does not ask me once again about the. Yes, तो जुनेद, आपको लिनक्स में जो डाउट्स अगर हैं, आप जो कल बोल रहे थे, परसों बोल रहे थे, थोड़ा सा फॉलो अलोंग करो, मेरे ख्याल से क्लियर हो जाएगा. कोई स्पेसिफिक डाउट आ रहा है तो क्लास के बाद पूछ लिया करो. ओके ओके. So now that we have installed Git, so you can check your Git
Okay, sir.
version. I think it is, how is it checked? Dash V, I think. Dash V कैसे होता है? वर्जन लिखना पड़ता है. हाँ, dash version, right? So you can find out your Git version 2.23.1. Okay, nice. So let us go ahead and let us try to first of all create a local repository, right? I'll quickly create a local repository. Let me log in into my remote repository. I mean, sorry, my GitHub account, my dummy one. So let's log in over there. Okay, so we'll create a new repository over here, a blank one, right? I'll call this particular thing, let's say, um, what is your people timing? 8 o'clock, right? So 8 a.m. repo. Okay. I'll call this thing 8 a.m. repo. I'm creating this. I'm not doing anything. I'm not adding any file or nothing over here, right? I'm just keeping it over there. Okay. Achha. Now let us come back to my console. And here, let me, so I'll create a folder and I'll initialize Git within that, okay? So I'll quickly create a folder with mkdir, make directory. I'll call this particular folder, let's say, local repo, for example. That they also use the same name. You can use any name of your choice. Okay, over here, I'm going to do a git init. You already know what git init does. It will be creating an empty git repository. And if you do an lsla, you will find out this .git folder has appeared, right? So this is the controller of the git. So this folder, if you delete, then there is just, I mean, this repo does not no longer remains a repo. That is the idea, right? So over here, now what we shall do, we shall first of all let us create a file and just commit it. Okay, so initially if I do a git status, I'm seeing no commits yet, right? Nothing to commit. You already know what is the git status. It shows you the status, right? There are two commands. One is git log, git status. Git log shows you the commit history. So if I do git log once again, since there is no commit, git log will not seem to work. See, current master does not have any commit, fatal error. And git status shows you the current status of the local git repository, right? It's cleared it off. Now I am planning to create a new file over here. So I'll go for, let's say, cat like file1.txt. Okay, I'll just write down some text over here. So this is, oh my god, is file one. This is the second line in file one, and it ends here. Okay, I just wrote it 3 times so that I can find 3 insertions, right? You people remember insertion and deletion? Yes, anybody? When I add some lines, it shows us this many number of lines have been inserted, and if you delete something, that many numbers lines have been deleted. And if you edit a line, that will be considered as a complete deletion plus complete insertion. Edit मतलब क्या कि तुम मिटा के वापस से लिख रहे हो. So that is complete deletion and complete insertion. One editing means. Okay, that is how it is calculated. You already know this. There's, Acha Sunil, any idea about Naveen?
No, sir. No.
Naveen is not joining. Just try to communicate with him today after class. Probably he doesn't know about it or whatever it is. Just communicate with him, okay? I
Okay,
think
okay.
you're in the group or something in your WhatsApp. Just try it out once.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we are in the same.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So he is missing on in this thing, right? So he will not be able to catch up if he joins after one week. He will be completely lost. Okay. So this is file one, second line in file one, and here it ends. So we have got 3 lines. If you cat the file one, you'll find out there are 3 lines in this file, right? So far, so good. Let us try to add this file for our Git staging, right? Means before committing, I told you there is a staging area. We need to add it over there. So that is done by command git add and the file name file1.txt, right? We run this command, and now if you check git status, we'll find out it is telling still there is no commit, but there is a new file. It has identified it with the name file1.txt, right? You can take it one step back once again by running this command git remove cached and the file name, so that will unstage it. Now it is staged, means it is under the spotlight. It will move it out of the spotlight, and whatever is under the spotlight during commit, those ones are only taken into account, right? We have already learned this. So let us go for a git commit with a message. Let's say initial commit. Okay, file one added. Typically, after the from the next commit onward, we shall not write this initial commit line. We'll just write file one added. We added, let's say, 3 files, whatever. The message should denote what you are doing in this commit. When you're committing, you are creating a new version, right? So what you're doing in this commit. But the very first one, I typically follow the practice where I write down initial commit on the very first one. That's it. Next time onwards, I shall not write it. So that's practice I do. You can see 3 insertions. I told you 3 lines have been added, right? Everybody remembers this thing, right? This far, or have you forgotten this? Everybody understanding? I know that day Ankit did not join. What about others? You're getting the point?
Yes. Sir,
Still,
dash M, what is that?
I'm aware of this Git tool.
Okay, then it's perfectly fine. What was the other question someone else was asking?
Sir, dash M, you write it in
Message.
before it's
A
message.
message. Yeah. If I would have not written just commit and press enter, it would have opened up a VI editor in front of me stating that please write a message. And again, you have to write a
Yes, yes.
message. It's just appending
I
it together.
remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Right. So now that we have a particular thing over here, but I now want to connect it with this repository over here, right? How do I do it? One way is that either you can try to remember it, or you can try to find on Google, or I mean, whatever it is, whatever is the way. Best one is that it is written over here how to do it. See, you don't need to go anywhere. It is asking you to do a git init. It is talking about readme. So they are asking you to create a readme file. But anyway, we create something else file one. It is asking you to do a commit. Then comes this line. So this is the most important line over here. Git remote add origin. So on the remote means what? The cloud version, the GitHub, right? Local is that one, remote is this one. So on the remote, you are adding a remote origin. Means when you say git push, git pull, this kind of things, you are sending it somewhere. Where do you send? What is the address of the place where you send it? Well, this is the address of the place, right? Which is nothing but your GitHub repository URL. If you look at your URL on the URL bar, you will find out the entire thing is there. The easiest way is to copy this from here and put a .git at the end. Look at this. They're the same things. HTTPS github.com username / repository name .git. Okay. So we will just take this name and we'll add this. We'll run this line over there, which says git remote add origin. Right? Copy this, come back over here, paste it, press enter. Right? That's it. Done. Now we have said, okay, fine. So this is the place where I want to connect my local repo with. But now comes the question that how do I actually send the file over there? Okay. Now you have already known this thing. I've repeated it multiple times. It is git add, right? Sorry, git push, right? So go for git push. But there is a problem over here. I'll just make it bigger. If I just write git push, it will still do not work. See what it says. It says the current branch master. You do not yet know about master. I have not yet talked about master. I have not talked about branching yet. I'll come to that, but just look into this particular thing. What it is telling. The current branch master has no upstream branch. Means what it's telling is, in case you have multiple branches, in each branch you can play along with your these things. I mean, you can create file, you can do this. Now we did not create any branch or do anything, so it by default creates a branch for us. Just like on AWS, when you go, you do not create a VPC, it gives you a default VPC. Similarly here also, if you do not create a branch, it will give you a default branch. That default branch's name happens to be master. Okay, you can check out what you can check what a branch you have by writing the command git branch. If you write it, you'll find out it says something called master. Now you can be amazed that, oh, I did not create this, how did it come it over there? Well, it comes by default. When you first time try to do something on git, the very first commit you do, it creates a branch called master, and it does the commit over there. So git operates in this way, that your commit should be happening on some branch. Just like on AWS, you cannot launch an EC2 if you do not have a subnet, just you have a network VPC. Similarly here also, you cannot launch, you cannot do a commit if you do not have a branch. To make sure that the commit operation works out, it creates a branch called master. Okay, that's the default name it provides to the branch. And nobody changes this name, you cannot change the name, it has to be master. Now, on this, so what it is telling, since there is no commit yet on the GitHub repository, the cloud repository, the remote repository, so there is nothing called master. So this so here there is a branch called master, but there is nothing. So how will it map it? The repository mapping is understood. That my local repo folder, whatever we are doing over here, that will be master, that will be mapped with the this one. 8am repo.git, right? So 8am repo, the repository is mapped, but now this branch also needs to be mapped to another branch that is present over there. But unfortunately, do not have a branch over there, and we cannot go and create a branch over there and come back and do this thing. We can do this directly from here only. How? For the first time, when you are doing the push, for the very first time, for whatever branch it is, for the very first time on that branch, if you are doing the push, if I create a new branch and try to do it again, I have to do the same thing. For the first time when I do on that branch, on every branch within your repo, once you have connected that, when you do the first push, you have to add this line, set upstream origin master. Means it is telling in the origin, that remote repository that you added, which is, we added the origin, right, with the name of this one. So this was our origin, github.com/sona ram/8am repo. So our remote repository, which is called as origin over here, over there, on which branch do you want this particular branch to be mapped to? And typically we never change the branch name, we keep from master to master. You can call it something else also, you can call it my branch, and map your master to my branch, but that is terribly bad. That is an extremely bad practice. Nobody in the world does that. Don't do it. Just because you can does not mean you have to. Okay, so git push set upstream origin master. If you come to this here, you will find out this guy tells something similar but not exactly. There is no set upstream, there is just -u. Now let me tell you over here, -u is a shortcut for telling set upstream. Okay, so this line also works. Same thing, set double dash set upstream and single dash u are the same things. So let us take this line, let's say. Okay, let's go ahead and let's paste it over here. Now look at this. It is asking for the username. It will, every single time you want to do a push, it will ask you for a authentication. Okay, asking for the password. So I'm writing it. It will not display anything. Okay, I've written it wrong. I'm holding my backspace enough long so that make sure that it deletes completely. Okay, let's see. And here you go, right? See this, read this message, right? So enumerating objects 3 done, counting objects 100%, 3 out of 3, compressing objects 2 out of 2, whatever it is doing. Ultimately, this is the line that you need to look at. It sent it to this particular repository called 8am repo.git. It created a new branch and it mapped master to master. That means your local master, the first one is your local, this one is a remote. The local master is mapped to the remote master branch. And branch master set up to track the remote branch master from origin, right? You got the point. This line just means this, that the local branch master is set up to track the remote branch master. from origin. So within origin also we are calling it master only. Is everything clear so far for everybody? Yes? No?
Yes.
Cool. Go back to your repository, refresh the page, and you are going to see that your file is sitting over here. File1.txt, initial commit, file1 added. Open it up. You'll be able to see the message, the text that I had written over there. This is file1. This is the second line, file1, and it ends here. Cool. The username comes as EC2 default user. Why? Come back over here. If you have missed it, yesterday also I told the same thing to you. When I first time I did the commit, your name and email address was configured automatically based on your username, right? And what is the username? EC2 user, right? You can see it. EC2 default user, right? That is the committer. So who has committed? EC2 default user. If I had a new user over here with the name, let's say Vishal, then it would have been like Vishal has committed it, right? So since EC2 user committed it, it is showing as EC2 default user. That is the full name of this abbreviation, okay? So you can see EC2 default user has committed this particular thing, and this is what it is. Fine. Sona Sonaram has not committed this. If you had done it from here, from GitHub itself, it would have been committed by Sona Sonaram, but this is not. This is committed by EC2 default user. Just get back to your previous day's repository. You'll understand what I'm trying to say. Let's say, I don't remember which one that was. Anybody remembers what was the repository name the last day? Or did it? This one, Repo Mornite, should be. Yes, right? So open up any commit or just open up something. Okay. Who has created the file? Sona Sonaram, right? That is this user. But for this repository, since it is coming from a local and the local has been committed by EC2 default user, that means what? You can also track who is committing what. Not only when it was committed, but also who committed, right? Everybody clear? Let us come back and let us try to actually go ahead and do some more things over here. Okay, so we'll be quickly creating some more files, right? So I'll be creating, let's say, two files. Okay, I'm creating one file, let's say file2.txt. Okay, and I'm going to write down, this is, I always do this mistake, the spaces will be in some other place. Anyway, this is file2. Okay, I'll stop it over there. I'll create another one, let's say file3.txt, and I'll write this is file, I wrote mile, but anyway, fine. This is file3, control C. Okay, I'm going to once again check the git status. What it says that there are two files that are not tracked, right? It still does not talk anything about file1 because file1 is unchanged. If I do a commit right now, file1 is not going to be moved over there because we did not change anything in file1. Unless there is a change that is not included in commit at all, you cannot include that in commit if it is not changed. Let us change file1 a little bit, right? So I'm going to kind of, let's open it up in this one, VI editor, and let me just change something over here. Just write it down, file1.txt. Just I added a little word over here, right? And now if I go to git status, you'll find out, see, this also comes into picture saying as modified, right? This is modified, and this is this. You can use the command git restore to discard the modification. Okay, we can use the word git restore to discard the modification. Remember this thing, if I just open a file1.txt right now and again delete the .text part, because that is the change I did, right? I just delete it. It will not be considered as unchanged, right? It will not be considered. In fact, it will be two changes. Getting the point? One time adding, one time deleting. Therefore, it is not just a folder, right? It is a git local repository. So that .git is sitting over, it is monitoring everything. So you cannot simply go ahead and, it is not a very read-only thing. You go and you just change stuffs and come back. It doesn't happen like that. So we need to run git restore. That will be discard the change. But anyway, we want this change, let's say. So we have to add file1 also, file2 also, file3 also. So we need to add everything, right? That's clear. We need to add everything. If you want to add everything, you can just put git add and put a dot. Dot will mean everything in the current directory. Dot signifies current directory always, right? Dot means current directory and dot means previous directory. This is I mean universal fact on Linux. Dot means current directory, dot means previous directory. And if you have to go into some other directory, you can write down the directory name slash something slash like that. That is how you go forward. So dot takes you here itself, dot takes you back. So right now, what is the path we are at? We are at this one, right? Home EC2 user. We could have written just git add like this also. Home EC2 user. It would have worked, right? Local repo and press enter. The same thing, you can save yourself a lot of time just by putting a dot. So when you give a directory path by writing git add, it will be adding everything that is over there. So all file 1, 2, and 3, all 3 will be added. So this is the thing I wanted to show you. Git add dot. Now go for git status. Check the status right now, and you can see all of them are added. All of them are green, right? Go for a git commit, right? Write the message that let's say file 1 mod, okay, file 2, 3 added. Mod means modified. Do the commit, right? You did the commit. What you found out? You found out 3 insertion, 1 deletion. Okay. Let us go ahead and let us try to quickly git push. I do not need to do the U once again. That is just the first time, right? Git push. Press enter. See, now it does not stop you. It is asking for the authentication. Last time it stopped you, right? This time it does not. Go for writing down your username. Go for writing down your password. Press enter, and you are good to go. It has pushed every single thing master to master, right? You can see the previous commit hash started with this number 0A43 879, and this one is 5EC650D. Okay, come over here. You can check it here also and go for git log. Okay, so 0A43 879, that was the previous one, and 5EC650D, right? Exactly these two. Clear? So git log shows you the commit history here. On GitHub also you can see, because now I've pushed it over there, right? So the commit messages are coming here and here, right? With the time, whatever the server time is, I'm just taking the UTC time, right? Greenwich Mean Time, GMT. GMT is known as UTC in computer language. Just taking the UTC time, Universal Time Constant or something like that, right? It is 4857. If you add 530 with it, you will get our current time. So let's say if it is 410, I consider 410 plus 530 is how much? Whatever, 940. It is 940 right now, right? Refresh. It is showing one commit, right? It is showing one branch, master branch, of course. One commit it is showing. As soon as I will refresh, it will become 2 commits because we have pushed something. See, 2 commits coming with this message, right? Open up the commits. This is just equivalent to your git log, right? You'll find out this number 0A43879 5BC65OD. Everybody clear, right? Anybody any doubt? Yes, response please.
No, I think this is a version controlling, na? Initial commit
Yeah,
and yeah.
absolutely. Okay. Okay. Anybody any doubt on this? Everybody clear? Junaid?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Bhagavan, Moina, Vignesh, Mithun.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. It's nice. So now that we have understood this thing, that how you're pushing and pulling files, such a pulling we have not yet seen. Pulling we shall see a little later. Okay. As of now, let's just play one way only, one direction, from local to remote. Remote to local, it is extremely easy. We shall look at it later. Right. As of now, let's play with this. Now, what I want to do, see, now I want to play a little bit with the branches. I want to play a little bit with the branches. Okay. So let me give you a little idea on the branches first, and later we shall play with it. So let's open up our pen tab. Let's try to draw some figure which will give you a better understanding of branches. So branch is like this. So, first of all, understand this thing, that commits are done. Okay, let's understand in a graphical format. Okay, let's try to draw a graph here. Nice. That's a very cool x and y axis. So in the x axis, we are talking about time. Okay, time is increasing. I'll make it a little bigger. Okay, this is time, which is coming over here in this direction. Okay, and in like y axis, it is going to be branches in the y direction, right? It is a little difficult to draw like this in this direction, but I'm trying something that makes sense. Okay, now what happens? You can see that you can never come back in time, right? So time will always go forward, so there is no reversal of that. Therefore, now initially there is only one branch. Let me draw the branch in a different color. Let's say I'm drawing the branches with red colors. So initially there is only one branch. Okay, this is the guy going now till whichever point the branches forwarded to. So every time you do a commit, it forwards a little bit. So this branch started with a commit that you had probably done over here at this point of time, right? You did another commit over here, so the branch came till this point. If you do another commit somewhere over here, the branch will come till that point. Let's just assume like we did another commit, let's say over here, so the branch has come till this point. So whenever you do a commit, the branch just forwards and reaches over there, right? Okay, so let's say this is only one branch we have, master branch, right? Now you have to understand one point. When you are just starting, of course the first commit is the one that gets you started, and when you're doing the first commit, it is done on the master branch. Therefore, whatever branch you can have after it, it all will be a little bit younger than your master branch. Your master branch will be the oldest master branch always. It is the grandparent of everything, kind of, right? Any branch that you would create after the first commit, typically. So master branch is always the branch that had started at the very first time, right? Let us assume that we created another branch. Now branching, it is called branching because it is shown like this. Let us say after we had done the second commit, so we'll call this first commit, second commit, third commit, like that. Okay, in your mind just remember them like this. So let's say after the second commit, I ran a branch command. I have not yet shown you how to do a branch command, but let us say we have done it. So it will create a branch like this. Now it will also keep on going as and when we do the commits, basically. So let us say I have done a commit on this branch. I'm calling this thing, let's say, branch 1. Okay, I have done a commit on branch 1 at this point of time, right? So let's write down certain times over here. Let's say this is at okay, I'll just move this word a little bit below. I'll keep it here. Okay. Let us say that we are I'll just make it like this. Oh, that's a selection tool. Okay, I thought that's a text tool. Okay. So let's write down some values over here. Let's say this is at morning 9 o'clock. Okay, this is, let's say, at 9:10, for example. Okay, and this is, let's say, at 9:20. Every 10 minutes, let's say we are doing a thing, right? So here, let's say this time, by the way, is, let's say, 9:25. It is not 9:30. Okay, here somewhere there is 9:30. Let's say. Okay, here there is 9:40, and let's say 9:50. Okay, let's just keep this much. Okay, so now see what happened at around, let's say, 9:12, 9:13. At some point of time, we kind of created a branch. Okay, the command for branching goes like git branch. If you just write git branch, it will tell you what all branches you have. But if you write a new name, let's say git branch, my branch, or let's say branch 1, right? Typically we do not give a space, neither do we give a double quote. Remember, if you have a space, you would require a double quote. If you do not have a space, you do not require the double quote. Okay, and that is the reason typically we prefer underscore rather than space, so that you don't need to give the double quote. Okay, anyway, let's say git branch 1 I'm writing. So I ran this command, let's say at 9:12 or 9:13, right? So at 9:13, you can see over here around 9:13, we created a new branch called master branch one. That is shown in green color. At 9:20, we did a commit where on master itself. We didn't do it in this one. We did it in master itself, right? So at 9:20, we had a commit. So exactly at 9:20, if you see, let's say it is not at 9:25. We are just at here. So there is no commit on our branch one so far, but we have another commit in our master branch. So wherever the latest commit is in whichever branch, there can be thousands of branches that you have created. In whichever branch the latest commit is there, so always the latest commit, wherever it is, you can understand this point. See, latest commit, wherever the latest commit is, it's for sure that branch. Hey, it is not writing. That branch is ahead of other branches. Did you get the point? See, at 9:25, if you see, so the latest commit, acha, let's assume this is the state. There has been no other commits after this. So the latest commit has happened in branch one, even though there is just only one commit. This branch has 3 commits, but this is only one commit. But since it has happened at 9:25, so we can say that this branch is ahead of the master branch as of now. Getting the point? If I come back and suddenly do a commit after doing a commit over here, now we cannot go in reverse in time. So after 9:25, whatever commit in whichever branch we do, that be master or let's say branch 2, branch 3, whatever, that will definitely be ahead of branch 1, isn't it? Let's say I am doing a commit on master branch once again. After I've finished over here, I am again doing a commit on master branch, and I'm doing it at 9:30. So now my master branch went ahead of branch 1. Are you getting the point, guys? Yes, no, a response please.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, right. You people can keep your mics also open, right? Just respond to me every single time. So it's for sure that this branch is ahead of other branches. Now, whichever branch is at the very first place, when I say first place, I mean ahead of everybody else, right? So this means having the latest commit, right? That commit itself, so every commit has a commit ID, right? So that commit itself is known as the head. Okay, remember this term. So right now, if I just give this commits a number, it's a commit 1, commit 2, commit 3, commit 4, that is the green one, and commit 5 is the red one once again, right? So from left to right, I'm calling them commit 1, commit 2, 9:20 is commit 3, 9:25 is commit 4, which is on a different branch anyway, and commit 5 once again, which is on the master branch. So commit 5 is the head right now. So master branch is at the head position. Head means the latest commit position. So if I now suddenly go ahead and do a commit at 9:40 on branch 1, this will become the head. Okay. So we can create branches. Now the question is, why do we create branches? What is the practical implementation? We are understanding, okay, these all things happen, but why do we do that? Well, let's try to understand a little bit from the developer perspective. A developer is developing a code, right? So now in the master branch, we typically try to keep the correct code. We do not want an incorrect code to go on master branch, at least not voluntarily. It might happen that the code you wrote said that didn't work in production. That is a different thing. But typically, you want to keep your main code or the correct most code in the master branch. Okay. Another primary reason for this is that typically when you will go for and you will learn Jenkins, you will find out that Jenkins by default picks it up from the master branch. So when this code will be picked up by Jenkins and actually trying to do the Maven build and let's say the testing of Selenium and whatever Jenkins want to play the pipeline game with this particular thing, it will typically you can configure it other way, but typically it will try to take it from the master branch, and that is a practice. We always try to take it from the master branch. So master branch is always also, let's say if there are multiple developers in your team and let's say everybody is working and they are mentoring the code in master branch, a new developer comes into picture, he'll always, even if there are 10 different branches, he'll always try to clone it or pull it from the master branch and then start working on it. So master is the purest one that you want to keep. Okay. Right. So now what is happening? See. So why do we have these branches, these separate branches? We have these separate branches so that, well, to understand that, I need to tell you one simple thing. Then you will understand this point. That is when I branched out at let's say 9:13 from my master to branch one. At the same point of time, now I am in branch one and I can keep on doing commits over there. But these commits that were already there on master branch, or let's say from whichever branch you are branching out, right? If I branch out from branch one, I am creating another branch. Let's say I can do that. I'll show you the processes. Don't worry about it. But from whichever branch I am branching out, that branch's older data will be copied in this one also, right? On the actual backdate in the sense whenever it actually happened. So this will also be copied up over there. Means on branch one, if you sit and you let's say you have done this commit and you try to do a git log, you will find this one also, this one also, and this one also. They will be copied over there. Let's say at this situation, let's say from branch one, I want to like kind of, let's say it has come till this point. I'll take the green color. Let's say it has come till this point and there has been a commit over here, right? Okay, where is 940? Okay, a little bit ahead. Okay, let's say there has been a commit over here. Okay, and somewhere let's say at 9:35 I tried to branch out once again from branch one. From branch one I'm branching out. Okay, from here I'm branching out. Let's say if I'm doing so, this section will be, I mean, the history is always maintained basically. That is what I'm trying to say. This section will be copied and updated over here in the branch 2 as well, right? So, I mean, just make the image a little cleaner. I mean, of course, this tail will not come over here, right? But you got the point, right? So this data will be always be taken from the branch you're branching. Remember this thing. We are not saying that these two commits will come because these two commits are not there here. Had you been again branched out from here itself, then you had got all these 4 commits, all the 4 red commits. But these 2 red commits are not there in the in branch 1. So from branch 1, I am, let's say, branching out. So I will get whatever was previously there on branch 1. More or less getting the point, right? Or is it becoming too much complicated? Hmm?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, clear.
I
The
have
let's
only
one
thing
more
is
doubt.
that
hang on,
Hello.
one at a time, please. Yes, carry on.
Actually, if in case there are multiple branches,
Hmm.
uh, if in case two branches at the same time, then which one will consider as head?
The
two
first one.
two branches at the same time. The first thing is that it will never happen like that. It will never be 2 branches at the same time. It will be at least a millisecond delay. Yeah,
Yes.
if it is not there, GitHub itself will do that. It will randomly put on at least on one a millisecond delay just to stick to the theory that it has to be only one head. Okay.
Okay, okay,
It will make sure that collision does not happen. Right.
okay.
Okay. So by the way, since I already have taken this guy a little forward, it will only come forward if you have a comment. So let us add a comment over here. Otherwise, this photograph will be unnecessarily wrong. Okay. If this is not there, then this does not extend. It stays over there only. So this will be unnecessarily wrong. So basically, we can kind of try to summarize this copying of the like shadow copy that is happening, the previous ones. We can summarize this in this way, that whenever if branch X is branched out of branch Y, X will have a history of previous commits on Y. Clear? If branch X is getting branched out of branch Y, so let's say this green one is branch X and red one is branch Y. So we are branching out X from Y, so that will have the shadow copies of the previous commits of X Y branch, right? Clear? So there should be no confusion on this. So you branch out something, you see I have not done any commit, you hit git log, you see the older commits. You'll be like, where these commits are coming from? I have not done any commit. Vishal told us wrong. No, Vishal didn't tell you wrong. The previous branch, wherever you're branching out from, At the point you're branching out, till that point, whatever commits have been done on that branch will be copied. Okay. Remember this photo. I'll put this photograph in your GitHub. Sorry, not GitHub, your Google Drive. Okay. So I'll just I have to remember it. If I forget, then it is gone. So I'll try to remember to put this photograph in your Google Drive. Okay. Otherwise, also just to be on a safe side, just take a screenshot on your own laptops, right? In case you need it. If you don't need, that's fine. If you understood, then it's okay. All right. So now that we have understood so far, so let us try to create a branch and just see it, right? So we will create a branch. We'll try to see all these things we've talked about. Like we'll be seeing that the previous commits of the master is coming up over there, right? These things we shall see, right? So we're going to create a branch called branch one. Acha, I didn't complete that word, right? That why you have branches. Well, so when a new developer is coming, someone is there is taking from the master. I told you, so you want to keep your master clean. So why branches? Branches because before you push something on the master, you want to make sure that it is correct. So for your experimenting purpose, you have to do experimentation, right? You have to upload the code, test it. Oh, it is failing. No, again upload the code, test it. It is failing. Finally, it is passing. You want to put it on master. So these experimentation things you keep on doing on your different branches. You can use branches for many reasons. You can use branch for giving like one branch to each of the developer, and the master is with the approver. Let's say I am the approver and you 5 people are the 5 developers in my team. I am the team lead. So what I'll do, I will not give access to master branch to anybody. So I will ask each of you to work with your own branch. So I assign one, I create 5 branches from the master itself. I create 5. Let's say I do a initial commit of a README file where I write down nobody touches the master. Everybody work on your own branches. If you want to have a sub branch of your own, branch out of your own branch. But you are owning your own branch. Let's say this green branch. It is your branch. You want to have another branch? Just go ahead and pull it out of this one. Don't touch the master. So that is a README file I'm writing just to make sure that the initial commit is done. And then, so you do not understand as a developer. You see, oh, sir is sending us instruction. No, sir is not sending you instruction. Of course, he is doing, but what he is doing, he is just doing an initial commit in order to make sure the process is started so that he can start branching, right? So that is a thing he did. Now what your lead is doing? Your lead is, let's say, giving you 5 different branches to 5 different developers, and every individual has their own branch, and they can completely play along with that. They can create another branch out of their branch. They cannot touch the master. Once they are sure that what they have developed, that is fine. I mean, whatever little part they have given to develop, that is fine. What they will do, they will send a request for merging with the master branch. So let's say at this point of time, they found out, okay, now this application is working. Whatever the code they wanted to write, that is a perfect code. They can merge it back to the master, right? So what will happen if I try to do a merge? Let me just complete the diagram. Today we will not be able to see every single thing of here, but anyway, let's complete. Let's say somewhere at 9. Okay, let's at 9:52 maybe over here, right? At 9:52 there will be a new commit created over here where this thing will be in green color. I'm drawing, will be merged back. Oh, will be merged back. So this merging you have to learn, right? How we can merge it back. So the things that you are trying to do on there, on our feature branches are also known as feature branches sometimes, because typically you want to work on a new feature, you create a branch, you work on it. When you are sure that the feature is working, you merge it back to the main branch, whatever it is. So from the feature branch, you want to merge back to the master branch. That is how you branch out, you work, you are done, you feature branch, you merge back. Just like ये बैंगलोर में अपना है ना, मेन रोड होता है और सर्विस रोड होती है, right? We have main roads and service roads. The main road is you want to keep it clean. Let's say some minister is coming or something, you just pass your traffic through the service road. Once it is done, you merge it back. Not exactly, but just दिमाग में आया तो बोल दिया. Okay, so that is the thing, more or less. Clear guys? Let's go to our this one, what do you call it, our console. And so right now, how to check the branches you have? By writing the command git branch, right? We have master only over here. We'll create a new branch with the name git branch and then the name of the branch. So call it branch 1, let's say. Branch 1, okay? So now if you see git branch, you will see now there are 2 branches. One is master. Don't go by the color. I always tell people don't go by the color. I mean, on this color scheme that we are using on this terminal, the green is the active one. You might use another terminal there, maybe blue is the active one, right? Don't go by the color, go by the mark. Wherever the star mark is, that is the currently active branch. Means I am still sitting on the master only, even though I created branch one. So if I do a get status, it is showing me the status of the master branch. See, one branch master. If I do a get log, it is showing me the history of the master. Okay. We will move to branch one, but before that, I am exactly following what I have drawn in this photograph. After 2 commits, we took the branching. Let me do another commit on the master, not on the new branch. Okay, on the master. So I am still on the master, right? Let me go and let me create a new file. Let's say, for example, I'll just change something. Maybe I'll just change the file 3 or something. File 3 dot text. Okay. I'll just change it. Okay, instead of saying this is mile 3, I'll call that this is file 3. That is the little change I'm doing. Okay, and I'll quickly go for a. Achha, by the way, a little advanced. If you want to do your add and commit together in one single line, that is what we typically do. When first time you create a new file, you have to first do a git add and then again another line git commit. But if you have already added the file at least once previously and now you're doing just a change, you can go like git commit with a -a, which means add. Okay, -a will add. So file3.txt. So I'm saying that add file3.txt and then do a commit. Okay, and then I'm writing my typical message saying that editing file 3, right? Okay, I did something wrong. Git commit a. Okay, file3.txt I cannot write. I have to write dot. I think current directory like that. No. Okay, nothing makes sense. It looks like. Okay, what did it do? What mistake did it do? 1 second. Git commit help. Right. -a, right? That is the one I tried to run. Git commit -a, and then okay, the file will come at the end. Is it? Okay, let me check it out. अरे यहाँ से बाहर कैसे निकलूंगा भाई? हाँ. Okay. I think git commit message comes first and then add. Is it? Editing file 3, right? No, it's not working, man. But there is something like this. -a.
No, it's git. I think it's git add. No, git
I don't.
add
No,
file.
no, 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 no. I am trying to do the add and commit together. Hang on a second. How am I missing on the command? Wait a second. Git commit a, right? Will I find it out? Git commit example. Okay, or else I can just try to do a git commit. It itself will tell me what to do. See, if I just try to do a git commit right now without adding, okay, and I add a message like something, whatever, this will not happen. Okay, see, it is telling that. Oh, it took the. Oh my god. Okay, the addition already had taken place. Is it? How did it take it? Okay, hang on a second. We just ended up with a bad message. Okay, what was the actual thing? Git commit a, or what was that? Or git add -c, something like that. I mean, we can do it together actually. Now this is just step by step. Commit and add together. Search for it. Git commit and add in one command. This is the one I was looking for. Add and commit in one command. Hey, they are using add commit. No, I'm not looking for this. Okay, there is a very cool command for doing this. I'm not sure why I'm missing this. How am I forgetting that? Because I typically remember it, right? But anyway, if it has to be like that, let it be like that. But typically there is a command to do the commit and the add together. You don't need to really go for adding it every single time. First time when you add a new file, you're creating a file, you need to go for git add. Next time onwards, you can directly put it with your commit itself. How I forgot, I'm not remembering. Anyway, I'll remember it in some time. I'll tell you tomorrow what the command is. Okay, it is definitely not add commit I'm looking for. There is a better one. Okay. Okay. So now if you see, okay, so look at you will find a lot of information over here. Your branch one is at this point only, right? I told you, right? Look at the photograph. What I did tell. So I've just branched. So I just have a copy of this one, right? I don't have a new commit over here. So it is still waiting over here only. My branch one's progress is still here. That is what is being told over here. See, my branch one is progress is still file 2.3 added till this point. Okay. Origin master is also till this point only. Because my origin master is till this point. At this point I did a push. After that I did not do the push. But my head has now come till here. Head is the latest commit. So head is with the master branch right now. Fine. Let me go to the branch one. Let me now change my current active branch to branch one. How do I do it? Git checkout. Okay, you have to write down the command. Git. I'll give you all the commands. Don't worry about it. Git checkout branch one. If you hit it, then it says switch to branch one. Check the git branch. You will see that the start is now with the first one, right? Branch one. So git checkout gives you the opportunity to go to another branch. If I write down git checkout master, I'll come back to master basically. I'll again come to master, right? Switch to run master, right? And it is telling that, hey, there is one commit, you have not pushed it, please push it. Anyway, leave that. But using git checkout, you can see we can run between this branch and that branch like that. Okay. So branch one. I'm going back to branch one. Now here, if I check git log, I'll find only two. So branch one's head is sitting over here, right? The actual head of your entire thing is sitting at master, but branch one's own head is sitting over here. And it also says that it has been pushed to origin master, because we know it has been pushed to our origin till this point, right? If now try to do some commits, that commit will be done where? On branch one. If let me create a new file. Let's say I'm creating a new file with the name, okay, let's say file underscore b1, right? So I'm writing some text over there, whatever text I'm planning to write, anything. So now this file b1 that I have got, if I go for a git add and I go for a git commit, let's say file b1 added. So this one will stay in where? In branch one. You check a git log, you'll find out. So, okay, let me do one thing. Okay, see this thing. The head of branch one is at 94AF. Okay, 94AF9. And if you remember, this guy was at 7F77EA. So till 5E650D that we have seen earlier also, that is in both the places. So SDF commit has not come into this branch, but file B100 commit has come into this branch. Okay. So now both the branches have different events. So now it has actually happened like this. This guy has now come ahead. I mean, sorry, this one has come ahead of this branch. Okay. So now the head position will be defined by this one, not with this one. Right, you can find the commit times also. This latest commit is showing us 439.40, right? But if I go to my master branch, and if I go to, let's say, this one, let's say, what do you call it, git log, okay, it has been done at 435.45, so which is way back of 439.40, 4 minutes ago, right? So it's 4 minutes ago. So now we can see that our master's head is being shown over there, that head is over there, but the global head is actually at that one, right? Because that is ahead of everything else. Let us try to push this entire thing to GitHub just to show you over there. Okay, so I'm going to do a git push. I am on which branch? Master branch. I'm doing a git push, asking for my username. Sona Ram is the username over here, and the password comes into picture. Press enter. Wait, what has it done? From 5EC65OD, that was the latest commit at that point of time, it has created a new commit called 7F77EA2, right? So if we come to our thing over here, we refresh on our 8am repo, we'll find there are 3 comments. If we come back to the repo, it will tell me there is only one branch because we have not yet pushed the other branch. I told you, right? Repository mapping is one, and branch to branch mapping is also another one. And the latest commit is 7F77EA2, exactly what we saw over there, right? 3 comments. Now, in the SDF, can you see we are not seeing the file one, file underscore B1, that is not being displayed because that was on a different branch altogether, and we have not yet pushed that branch over here. If you come over here, if I do an ls, notice this thing. my file underscore b1, that file is also under the local repo folder only, right? But when I'm running ls, I'm not able to see that. I'm only seeing the file 1, file 2, file 3. This is against the typical Linux things that we know. In Linux, if you run ls, you should be able to see whatever is there. But you're not seeing it over here. Why? Because now it is not just a folder, it is a Git repository. You are on the master branch. If you do an ls, you will see only the things that is related to master branch. If I check out to the other one, what is the name? Branch 1, right? And here I run a ls, you will be able to see file b1 as well, which is not being displayed over here, right? Here, this one is also coming. Why file 1, 2, and 3 is coming? Because, of course, we branched out from our master. In master, at that point of time, already file 3. If I now go and create a new file in master, it's a file 4, that will never come up over here. And if you check the file 3 contents over here, it is the older one. It says mile 3. Because when I took it, it was at mile 3. After that, I did the SDF commit after branching out, right? If you remember this, I had branched out, then I did this commit. So in this commit, we changed it from mile 3 to file 3, right? So if I check out to my master branch, and then I try to kind of cat your file 3.txt, you'll find out it is called file 3. Okay, getting the point? So that has the older copy of it. Let us go and let us push that also to the this guy GitHub, right? So let us check out once again to our branch 1, right? Let us try to do a git push, and it will not work out because we have not set the upstream for this guy. Git push doesn't work out, so it is asking us to set upstream. Last time we did it using u command, right? Just dash u. This time we shall write the entire one just to show that both of them works. Okay, so it is once again, see, it is expecting you to write the same name as branch 1. We'll keep it, or let's say we'll call it feature 1. Maybe we just want to call it feature 1 over there, right? Oh, it didn't happen because the name didn't match. Okay, oh well, sorry, I was wrong. The name has to be absolutely same. You cannot change it over here. Then your branch name itself has to be changed. Okay, so it has to be the same name. Now see, it is over there, right? Now I am going for doing my username and going for putting my password. Once I do so, you will find out it created a new branch. Once again, a star is coming, right? It created a new branch 1 to branch 1. Therefore, branch 1 at local has been set up to track the remote branch 1 from origin. What is origin? Origin is the 8am repository, right? Okay. Can you see it has actually done a pull command over there? We'll understand pull tomorrow, okay? Okay, let's go back to our GitHub. Let's refresh. It is one branch right now. See, it is already showing branch 1. If I refresh, it will show as 2 branches. See, 2 branches, right? Master, branch 1. Active branches is branch 1, right? It is the head where your latest commit has been, right? Anyway, if I switch to a different branch, let's say, if for example, I come to on master branch, there are 3 commits it is telling. On branch 1 also there are 3 commits only, right? I mean, think about it. On master there are 3 commits because it is noticing till here. On branch 1 also there are 3 commits actually, even though the last commit time will be different. In this one, this will be what, 39 and no 35, and this is 39, right? Something like that it was there. Okay, let's see this. So on master, the latest branch commit has been done 10 minutes ago, but on branch 1, the latest commit has been done 7 minutes ago, right? There are 3-minute gap it is telling. So it says file b1 added, right? That is the one. So this file you are seeing, so you are seeing all the 4 files, 1, 2, 3, as well as b1. But here you are seeing only. Clear, guys? Any doubt, anybody? Yes, hello?
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
Others? Can I get a response?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Vignesh, Sunil, Bhagwan, guys, you're there?
Yes, all are there.
No. I mean, I can see in the meeting participant list, but are they actually there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. It is confusing, Vignesh. Okay, which part did you feel was confusing? Tell me. Just open up your mic and talk, please.
Few little things. I think I'm only confused with that
Which part?
Linux. I find hard with Linux.
I am unable to hear you clearly. What? Hello?
Not able to hear me.
Yeah, yeah. Your voice is coming a little feeble. Anyway, tell me. Tell me, please. अरे बताओ, confused लिख के छोड़ दिया. बताओ, 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 जल्दी. Tell me. Okay. You are unable. You are. Okay. You are having it difficult. You are finding it difficult in Linux. Okay. Fine. So we have to work on that. Mm, will the that Linux session that we did, will watching that video help you out by any chance? Do you think so?
Few things was unable. Yeah, I was able to take it up.
Okay. Anybody else is having any difficulty on Linux by any chance? Okay. Anybody is having a little good grip on Linux over here? Who has so? Who has the best grip over here on Linux? Just come up and tell, man. If you know, just tell yes, you know good Linux. Who knows it? Anybody?
I know.
You know, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
can we try to say, listen, this 15th, I think because of Sankranti, there might be a holiday. I'll confirm you it tomorrow. I think probably it is there. So can I will ask admin to start the meeting. Okay, even though probably the session will not be there if it is a holiday. Can Mithun, Junaid, I think Junaid was also telling about Linux, right? To Ankit that time I thought I heard that. Anyway, so Mithun, Junaid and Vignesh, can you three people sit together, and Mithun, can you try to guide them a little bit on Linux? Is it possible?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sure. Vignesh, shall we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Junaid, what about you? Shall we do it?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do that. I'll confirm in case by chance if there is a session. I think it is not there, but if it is there, then just take this particular thing on Saturday. Saturday is a holiday for all of you. Nobody has a class on Saturday. Saturday, sit and do this thing, right? So you can set up your own meeting because I cannot ask admin at that point of time, but I'll make sure that I switch on the meeting on Wednesday also if it is a holiday and you people. Fine, cool. Anybody else having any difficulty in Linux, just attend that session. Let Mithun conduct that. Help you out on a very friendly note. If still there is something not understandable, I'll definitely spend some time with you on that. Fine. Okay, Git operation wise, is it clear, everybody? At least so far, because tomorrow you're going to do some very difficult things. When merging comes into picture, rebasing comes into picture, Git conflict, merge conflict comes into picture, it will become a little difficult for you to understand if you do not understand the branching. So branching is the basic for understanding merging, rebasing, as well as conflict. Only these three things you need to know. So if you are good in, so you already know pushing, pulling and cloning are very easy things. I mean, that just take half minute. I'll show you that, not an issue. But you have to be good in solving merge conflicts. So what is merge conflict? How it comes? What all situations it might arise? How you can get rid of it? This kind of things you have to be very sure about, right? So for that thing, branching is the first part of that. If you do not branch, you will never merge, and if you never merge, you will never be in conflict. So you are kind of happy to go kind, but that doesn't happen in industry. We have a lot of conflicts that come into picture. Multiple people are merging together and a lot of things, right? So that's a different scene. So we need to understand that, right? Fine, cool. I'll stop it over here for today. Moina and Bhagavan, because it is the first day I'm meeting you, are you people okay with the way the class is going on? Are people understanding actually?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm understanding. But then if you could upload this video today, I can check out because
I will upload the video in another half an hour maximum. Okay.
yeah,
But the thing is that I would require your email IDs. Have you dropped it already in the chat?
I have sent you.
Okay. Yeah, I've dropped in the chat. Yeah, I've got it. Okay. Hang on a second. I'll stop the recording anyway.